for the purpose of people that will watch the recorded stream. Hi. I just want to put oil in my hair. I've not brushed my hair or my edges, whatever. I've never gone live on YouTube before. I think I'm trying to fix that. That is one. So what I'm going to be doing on this stream, oh my god, let me share the link first. I'm yapping. Okay, let me share the link and then give my laptop to my sister so that she can help me manage the questions and the comments, should I have any. And Uguma, please, can you join this live stream and confirm? What about now? YouTube, don't be like that. Let me change position. Is it working now?
Yes.
On your phone?
On both.
On both is working. Okay. All right. So the first thing I do, I was just about to get in. The first thing I do is I use a toner. This is the Synergy toner, Cosrx. It is made of honey and propolis extract. So yes, I typically use this toner, but I need to also be honest. I don't always use my toner, and I use my hand to apply my toner. I don't do anything out of the ordinary like some people think. And some days I forget to use my toner because someone working in 9 to 5 in Lagos, in the morning I just want to get out of the house. That's the truth, and just beat traffic. So there are days when I actually forget. There are days when I just go in with a serum, and that is fine. Just be kind to yourself, okay? So I do my toner first. Another thing I see people do is that they just treat their neck like it's an entirely different part of their body. I think that they are both, they should just be treated the same way. So when you apply anything on your face, try to extend the generosity to your neck and your décolletage. I like to use that word. So yeah, toner first and then just let it dry. Another thing that I see people do as well, you guys can actually ask your questions if you already have questions. I'll just continue talking, and then when I see questions I'll respond to them. As I go on, I'll respond to frequently asked questions. So for the purpose of this live stream, I came with a fan, but to be honest, I don't use a fan on my day-to-day skincare application. I just allow it dry out by itself. When I apply anything, I just go on to do other things and let it dry before I go on to apply another product. So with layering, right, you want to allow the first product that you have applied to dry out and seep into your skin completely before you go on to apply something else. Right now it's quite airy. I might not even have need for that fan because I'm seated in front of this big window and I'm getting all the air that I need. So I'll just press that in and allow it sit there for a while. Meanwhile, I have acne here. I have acne on my forehead, and I used a pimple patch overnight, so I took it out as soon as I wanted to have my bath. With facial acne, the positioning of the acne on your face is telling you different things about what is going on inside of your body. Do you understand? So when you have acne, especially around your jaw area, if you can say I have a couple, but they are dried out now, so just the post-inflammation scar. When you have acne around your jaw area, we are hi John. Hello. So when you have acne around your jaw area, we're definitely dealing with hormonal related issues. Do you understand? So you might want to see it as a sign to figure out what the underlying issue is. So sometimes some skin concerns are not necessarily something that you can treat from the outside in. Sometimes what is happening on the surface is just a telltale sign that there's fire on the mountain inside, and you need to handle it as fast as possible. So while we're at it, this toner has dried up. I'm going to use a serum. I use this. I'm going to apply a niacinamide serum. Beautiful thing about niacinamide is that you can use, I use this Tiam niacinamide. I think everybody knows I use this Tiam niacinamide. I've been using it for 2-3 years now. So the beautiful thing about niacinamide serums is that you can use them day and night. So, but I don't use it day and night because I have other serums I want to use at night, so I just use it during the day. Now, with application, sometimes your skincare product does not suck. It is your application and your technique that sucks, and I'll explain. If you have you're applying this with a dropper like I just did, you're not supposed to let the dropper touch your face, but I see a lot of people online, just place it on their skin. When you do that, you potentially pick up bacteria from your face and you put it back into the jar. When you put it back into the jar, the bacteria grows, because that's what bacteria does. It likes to grow, breed, regenerate. So when you do that, it grows inside the bottle. Sometimes it can potentially render the active ingredients ineffective. So you don't want to be doing that. It is not hygienic at all. So please don't. I know people say, oh, I am the only one using my serum, I don't share it with anybody, it's my face, it's my skin. You don't want to do that, please. Before, when I started this video, my skin was looking a little just bland and dry. As you can see, it's beginning to brighten up because of all the things I'm beginning to add. So we've done toner and we've done serum. For people that are just joining, if you have any skincare related questions, now will be the time to ask. Thank you. Am I supposed to go on talking? Oh goodness, such an interesting person. Hey, one other thing I want to also talk about before you guys take the stage is that I see people, especially when I go to the market, just on the street. Okay, Jen is asking, why do I have an open pore? So the reason why your skin looks the way it does is mostly genetics. Could also be health issues. I get black and I get light later. Okay, we'll come to that. So for the open pores, if you have very visible pores, which is what they call it, visible pores, you want to use niacinamide. Niacinamide help reduces your pore size. If you have very visible pores and your skin is oily, you also want to do salicylic acid and niacinamide, but be careful, salicylic acid should only be used at night. If you're just beginning to use salicylic acid, I would say you should use it 2 times a week at night alone, and ensure that you use a broad spectrum sunscreen during the day after you've done that. So when you get dark and then you get light, get dark, and again, your skin is an organ, and adults, yes, please kindly share the live link to the live if you have people that would be interested in what we're talking about. So you get dark and then you get light. What would typically cause that? There are different things that can cause it, to be honest, because again, your skin is an organ and it's a living, breathing organ, and as with every organ, sometimes it can have downtime. So for your skin particularly, it could be that you're exposing your skin a lot. Environmental factors can be the thing. As a woman, your skin has, you have different cycles in a month and different things your body is going through in every month. So some of them can be a bit hormonal. Another reason why you can be getting dark and getting light is that you are probably not consistent with some particular products that you're supposed to use, and you also are not using sunscreen. These are one of the major reasons why you would likely get dark, get light, get dark and get light. Again, it takes your skin 28 days. For some people, it's as high as 40 days. As you get older, the duration increases for your skin to completely regenerate. What that means is that it takes 28 to 40 days for an adult for your new skin cell to make its way to the surface. Okay, so most times you are probably you just have dead skin cell laying on your skin there, and it can also make your skin look dull, not radiant and all of that. So you want to use an exfoliant. because I mean we don't have baby skin. You see how babies, their skin is so soft and supple and fresh because their own skin regeneration rates is, takes shorter time. But as we get older, it takes a longer time for our skin to regenerate. So to help with that, you can use an exfoliant. So what would help you determine the exfoliant to use? Let me blend my serum. I'm just talking. What will help you determine the exfoliant to use is your skin type. So if you have an oily skin, you want to do a BHA like salicylic acid. If you have a dry skin or a normal skin, you might want to do something like lactic acid. I do not recommend the use of glycolic acid on the face. There are people who do it, good luck to them. I don't, because glycolic acid have very small molecular weight, but that's becoming technical. Anyways, I'll just recommend that you use lactic acid or mandelic acid once or twice a week for starters. Then you can maybe make it up to 3 times a week depending on how your body tolerates it, but only at night, and make sure to use sunscreen. Again, you also have to take time, like give it time. So for you to actually see visible effect for whatever it is you're doing on your skin, you need to give your skin at least 40 days. You need to give your skin at least 40 days of consistently doing those things, and then what the result looks like. Okay, so I hope I've been able to answer your question. If anybody has any other question, you can ask. Thank you so much. So I'll dry my serum now. This thing is too bright. It just, messes up the entire light thing. Can you get the products and deliver? Oh, yes. Of course, I don't think I've ever mentioned, maybe because I've not talked about my brand here, but I do sell skincare products and I can help you get the products and have it delivered to you. Yes, I can. Who is this? I want to be like Oyibo. What should I do? Well, it's so unfortunate. If you are not Oyibo, you cannot be like Oyibo. Which brings me to what I want to talk about. Bleaching is such a pandemic. I wish people can time travel and see what they will look like in the nearest future if they continue on that path of bleaching. But I can only use some particular examples. You know how when you go to maybe the market, because that's where I see most of them, you see those women that have this very dark patch on their face. The dark patch feels very leathery and thick, and sometimes the patch even looks greenish. You see that thing? That would be you in a few years if you don't stop bleaching. Please and please and please. And the thing about our skin is that your body loses its ability to heal very fast as you get older. So what that means is that all the trauma you're putting your skin through, the result is, compiling and waiting for you in the front, for lack of a better word. So please, I beg you, please, bleaching should not be what comes to mind. So yes, you cannot bleach your skin. You cannot be like Oyibo. There's no except you want to go on cosmetic surgery, but I do not recommend it because the side effects outweighs the benefits. So get comfortable with your skin. Any other question? So we've done toner and serum for the people that are just joining, and I said I use this CosRx Propolis Synergy toner. It contains honey and propolis. This is the toner I used, and I used the Tiam niacinamide serum. Is chemical peel advisable? Yes. Chemical peel, yes, it is. It is advisable. Just get an esthetician that has done it a number of times and is good at doing it, and you can get the chemical peel most of the time, especially when you have I'm even considering doing a chemical peel as well, so it's okay to do chemical peel. There are hyperpigmentations in your skin as a result of not being handled early on. It has seeped into the skin, so you might want to do a chemical peel if you want want to see reasonable effect. So yes, you can do a chemical peel. What does AHA do for the skin? So what AHA does really, because it's an exfoliant, it helps increase again your skin regeneration rate, and it exfoliates dead skin cells away from the surface of your skin, leaving a more visible, brighter looking skin. Examples of AHA, we have the lactic acid. This one everybody knows it. We have the lactic acid. We have the mandelic acid and we have glycolic acid. And I think I should just list them in. So glycolic acid has the smallest molecular weight, followed by lactic acid and then mandelic acid. So what the molecular weight has to do in this conversation is that is the, let's call it like the weight, the size. So if the molecular weight is small, it means that it just penetrates into your skin. So what you do, what AHA does for the skin, like I said, is to exfoliate, remove dead skin cell, and it is typically advised for people who have, dry skins. And not to say that oily skin people cannot use it, but for people who have dry skin and want to exfoliate, that is a very good option. They can use that. The reason why I say that is because there's the BHA option, and the meaning of AHA is alpha hydroxy acid. Just for anybody that's wondering what is this AHA that she's talking about. So yeah, I think I've answered that question. So the next thing I'm going to go in with is my moisturizer. I use this Cosrx. I feel like I'm becoming a Cosrx girl. This oil-free ultra moisturizing lotion from Cosrx. It has birch sap. That's an inside joke between my sister and I, so let's not go there. So I use that. So I'll just take, I usually just put 3 pumps. Sometimes I do 4, depending on how much, like how in a hurry I am. Also, I like to leave, or if you notice, all my skincare products are in their packs. I like to leave them in their pack, and there's a reason for that. Because most products have ingredients that will AHA and BHA help you get rid of your dark spots? Yes, they potentially can do that, because what they do is they remove dead skin cell. Again, that will take a couple of skin cycles. For someone who has serious hyperpigmentation or black spots, the chemical peel is not a bad option if you have been dealing with like long stand, especially hyperpigmentation that have been there for like a while, years even. So yes, you might want to do that. So if you notice, I did not put my moisturizer around my eyes. So because it's an oil-free moisturizer, it has the potential to dry out my skin. So I just use it for every other place. Okay, that's me. So I just put it in every other place except for the skin around my eyes. So yeah, and then I'm going to let this dry. I have a combination skin. However, my skin type has been leaning more towards the oily, and that is the reason why I changed my moisturizer. That was not the moisturizer I was using here, if you guys remember. For the OGs, that was not the moisturizer I was using. I just started using, this is my first bottle. For my body, before I went live, I already did coconut oil. How can we get across to you for consultation on product purchase? Oh, okay, interesting. I think I'm just going to leave my WhatsApp number on the screen, because that's the fastest way to reach me at the moment for consultation and all of that. So yes, I'm going to put it on the screen. So before oil and my moisturizer, my body lotion. So I do oil link. Goma. Yeah. Okay. So I use this moisturizer, not moisturizer. I call everything moisturizer. Body lotion. This Skin by Zaron body lotion, and then I use a coconut oil. You don't have to use coconut oil. You can use any oil. Some people say coconut oil make me dark, make my skin dark. Coconut oil does that. I don't know. Any oil can, any type of oil can actually work. I think Uguma, you can put the link in the description of this video. Yeah, so I'm going to put the link to reach my WhatsApp link on, like, in the description of this video, or you can also check this live even much after it has ended. You see link to reach me WhatsApp. But we don't talk about consultation, product recommendation, and all that. Yes, so thank you so much. Back to what I was talking about regarding oil. I use coconut oil, then I use my body lotion. But sometimes you can be using lotions that are not moisturizing enough. Not to say that my lotion is not moisturizing enough, but because I like that extra shine, I like to go in coconut oil first. It also helps your skin lock in the moisture from just coming out of the shower. It locks in moisture first, then I go in with my body to seal everything off. It helps your body sprays and fragrances last a bit longer, and that is also one of the reasons why I do that. I've done that behind the camera. I'm just saying it just in case you're like, okay, what about my body? I've done that already. So yeah. So back to bleaching. So that whole leathery skin, so it's called exogenous ochronosis, and it does not have a cure. It is not treatable. So it means they're going to live the rest of your life with that dark patch on your skin. You're going to, I mean, try to remedy it, but it will not go away. It can look less visible, but it will just remain there. And I even see children, and they've started bleaching small children from as young as the age of 9. You see small children, they already have like, chemical burn on their face. No, that should not even be a thing. I don't know who told us that being fair is the standard of beauty, but I see really dark skinned people and I'm like, oh, sweet. So please, bleaching cream, harsh chemicals, it is not, you're putting your kidney, you're giving your kidney extra work to do. And in the nearest future, we're going to be seeing more prevalent cases of kidney failures and all of that. And in a country where the healthcare system is not as functional, I'm not sure that's what you want to do to yourself. So you might want to have a 360-degree rethink. Okay? So after moisturizer, the next thing I do is sunscreen. So I'm going to just list all the steps that I did. So the first thing I did was to cleanse my skin. I used a face wash for that. I did that in the bathroom. The second thing I did was to tone. You don't have to tone. It is not necessary. It is not necessary. You don't have to tone. And if you do have a toner, by all means, you can use it. So I use a toner next. What a toner does is that it balances your skin pH and also help restore some of the stripping away of oil that has happened in the bathroom. The next step after that is to treat. You don't necessarily have to treat. How does one know their skin type? This question. I knew someone was going to ask me this question, and I said I was going to answer it on this live stream because I have a 5 minute video on YouTube where I talked about it. But just short answer. You can take a shower. First of all, there are different ways to know your skin type. You can either decide to see a dermatologist and have them, do a skin profile for you, and then they can ascertain what your skin type is, or you can do it at home. And the easiest way to do it is wash your face, take a shower, rinse, wash your face. After washing your face, leave your skin without anything. Don't put anything on your skin for 1 hour. After 1 hour, moment of truth, stand with yourself in the mirror and just observe what you see in the mirror. And you can touch it, so if your skin feels tight and really dry, almost like it's going to crack, then you have a really dry skin. If your skin, you can now see visible oil and shine in some areas, especially your T-zone. Your T-zones are your forehead, your nose, your cheekbone, and this area. And you can now see visible oil in those areas that you can even scoop. Like, you use your hand to smear it and see, oh, this oil. Then you have dryness on some areas. Then you most likely have a combination skin. If you can see oil everywhere, your skin has produced its own oil, then you have an oily skin. That's the easiest way. You might also want to use like a cotton pad or a tissue or a paper towel for this to know what's, just look at the oil on your skin. More areas have more oil production than other areas. This is the easiest way to know. I'm going to link the video for how to know your skin type in this video as well, so it's a lot easier. I also want to touch on another area. Okay, I'll get to that. So I was saying that the first step I did was to wash, which is to cleanse. The next thing I did was to tone with my toner. The next thing I did was to treat with a serum. You don't necessarily have to treat. For me, I use this niacinamide toner. Sorry, serum. I use this niacinamide serum. You don't have to use a serum. Most times, people treat when they have specific skin concerns that they want to address. It could be that you have none. You can just skip this step and just moisturize, which is your moisturizer. After which, if it's during the day like this, you want to apply your sunscreen. And after that, you're good to go. and try your best to apply your sunscreen at least 15 minutes before sun exposure. So you don't just put on the sunscreen and head out. I'm guilty of this sometimes, so don't feel alone. We're all in this together. So try your best to apply your sunscreen 15 minutes at least before sun exposure. So that's that about layering. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to apply sunscreen, which I feel my sister has stolen my sunscreen. I'm trying to find it now. I can't. Okay, it's here. So the next thing I'm going to do is to apply my sunscreen. The consultation WhatsApp to reach out to me if you do have questions and all of that is here already. You can reach out if you want. So for sunscreen now, this is the again I use the Cosar X oil-free invisible sunscreen. I have like 3 Cosar X products. That's interesting. So you want to take 2 fingerful. I think I'll just give you guys. So this is how I apply my sunscreen, to be fair. So this is for your face and your neck. Be generous, okay? Stop doing stingy cocoa with your sunscreen. For someone that is a novice when it comes to skincare, is there a specific duration for skincare products work? Okay, I talked about this earlier. For someone who is a novice, which is a good place to start because you don't want to start from trying to fix a condition. So if you're somebody that you have never used any active ingredient in your life, you have never done anything, never applied any skincare product. In fact, you just be using vibes and inshallah to do yours, to navigate these things. I think that's a very good place to start if you ask me. What I'll just say you should do is first just moisturize and protect. So just use only moisturizer and sunscreen for like 1 month. Don't be too in a hurry to go and start buying serum, toner, everything, because the problem with that is that you're going to shock your skin. Your skin is going to be surprised, like from where to here, we don't know all these things. So you're going to first of all start with moisturizing and protecting your skin. Do that consistently for 1 month. When you do that for 1 month, should you decide that, oh, I actually have an oily skin and I want to help unclog my pores and all of those things, you can now start using active ingredients after 1 month. Why I say this is because if you dive head fast with all these active ingredients, your skin can get overwhelmed. That's one. Your skin can either get overwhelmed, or it could be that you already have a compromised skin barrier. And the easiest way to describe what a skin barrier is that it is just something. I've talked about this before. I have a video where I linked that. I'll link it in the description as well. It is what keeps the integrity of your skin. And by integrity, I mean it keeps fluid from coming out, and it keeps, irritants, pollutants, and all of that from going in. Because your skin has pores. So your skin barrier serves as kind of defense system. That's how to put it. Think of the Iron Dome in Israel that protects it from airstrike. That's just what your skin barrier is. That's the easiest way to describe it. So what that now does is that when you use a lot of active ingredients all at once, your skin gets shocked, your skin gets overwhelmed, your skin can, start acting in the, let me say, opposite direction. When your skin barrier is compromised, you're going to irritate your skin with all of those things. Okay, so how do I know I have clogged pores? Let me finish this skin barrier question. So when your skin barrier is compromised, especially as somebody who has never used any skincare, you've never cared about your skin for once in your life, you want to first of all build your skin barrier by using hydrating products and then protecting your skin from the sun. So if you're starting out as someone who has never known anything about skincare, it's a very beautiful place to start. Just ensure that you hydrate and protect. That's the rule of thumb. Every other thing is just, extra. Like I said, you can skip the toning serum part and just skip to moisturizing. Okay, you don't need to have a 10-step routine. I personally believe that less is more. I do not even like to have lots of products. And the products I do have, I don't use all of them every day. So how do I know my skin is clogged and how do I unclog them? So there are different ways to unclog your skin pores, your pores rather. The excess of my sunscreen, I like to put it at the back of my hand, like you can see. So When your skin is clogged, you will notice that you'll be having recurring breakouts. You also, the most common one is that your skin would look almost like rashes. It's like those it's not pimple, it's not acne, but it's this rough texture. Most times that's like a telltale sign that your skin is clogged. The ways to unclog, first of all, you might want to go to the spa and get a facial. That's like just go let them do a steam and all those things. It will help unclog your pores. Another thing that can help unclog your pores is salicylic acid, like I said, because it's a BHA. All those serums are oils. Beta hydroxy acid, which is BHA, allows them to dissolve, and come out by itself. So you can do salicylic acid. And home remedy that you can use to unclog your pores is can just be doing a steam. So you can boil water, put it in a bowl, put it in a bucket or whatever it is that you have. And if you have tea tree oil, it's a very good one. You want to put a couple of drops in there. Immerse, don't put your face, like don't put your face in the hot water. Just put your face, in the bowl and cover your head with a towel, a thick duvet towel, whatever. Let that steam. Okay, I'll answer the next question. So let that steam get into the pores. First of all, tea tree helps to reduce irritation and also inflammation. So it's a very good combination if you don't want to go to the spa or you cannot afford going to the spa, but you want to unclog your pores at home. This is something you can do. I do it sometimes, so why not? So will AHA and BHA help fade your dark spot? Yes, they can. They can. However, you need to be patient because it's not going to happen overnight. It is something that is going to takes a period. And I said earlier before you join that you should at least give your skin 28 to 40 days before you start demanding for results. Just like when you hire an employer and you're like, you've not met your KPI, you need to allow the person to even integrate into the system and all of that. So that's the same thing that applies to using active ingredients as a whole. Does anybody have another question? I've not spoken. Okay, let me not pretend. I want to say I've not spoken for so long, but that's a lie. So, questions. I want to talk about something. Oh, again, this one is for ladies or just people that are getting older generally. As you get older, you begin to experience fine lines. Do I have? You begin to experience fine lines, begin to, show signs of aging. What can you do about those kind of things? One thing I recommend, I've been doing it a lot, is ice. I don't know if I won't call it ice bath, just soaking your face in ice. So you can put ice in a bowl of water and just put your face in it, or you can just put ice, do a cold compress. Yes, that is very good for youthful looking skin. And also you can also do retinoids. Retinoids are very powerful vitamin A ingredients. So you can put them on your face on a dry skin. When you wash your face, allow it dry, then you go in with your either retinol or tretinoin. So what retinol will do is that it increases skin generation rates as well. So when you use retinoid as a whole, do not use any other active ingredients. Although there are some active ingredients that are compatible with retinoid, but for the purpose of this live stream, I don't want you going experimenting. Don't use any active ingredient together with your retinoids, except your esthetician tells you otherwise. However, if you want to play around with other active ingredients, you may also do hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is a perfect combination. It's a perfect combination for retinoid. So you want to do hyaluronic acid and your retinol. Should you want to use another active ingredient with your retinoid, so you can use your retinol, you can then you pair it with hyaluronic acid. One, because hyaluronic acid is gentle what the retinoid does is that it increases your skin cell generation rate. It also tells your body to produce more collagen. So the ingredient that binds the collagen molecules together is hyaluronic acid. So you want to pair those two things together. Hyaluronic acid helps the effect of your retinoid become more visible. So this is a tip for anti-aging. If you want to see less fine lines, you want to see less wrinkle, and you want to be looking like I was born this way, I am a vampire. So yes, you want to do that, and you also want to exercise and eat healthy. I think there's a question I missed. Is it possible for the skin on your body to be oily but your face skin to be dry? Yes, it is very possible. Yes, because it's an organ, it is very possible. It is highly possible actually. The fact that it is possible that on your skin, on your face alone, you can have some parts that are oily and some parts that are dry, that tells you that you can have a combination skin and different patches. It depends on the oil distribution. So yes, it is possible. So it is now left for you to know what part of my skin is a type of way and what products would best nourish my skin. Another thing I also want to talk about is that most people do vitamin C in their daytime routine. I do not. I do not use vitamin C serums at all, not because they are not good. I use them. Oh my god, I recommend them to people. But I like to recommend very good vitamin C because vitamin C oxidizes, and if you are not careful, your vitamin C can make your skin get darker when it has oxidized, which is why I always say that you leave your skincare products in the pack that they are in. Don't bring it out and be. I understand the aesthetics of wanting to arrange it on your shelf, but you're not doing yourself good by doing that. The reason is because a good number of the active ingredients that are in these things, they are sensitive to light heat. Light heat can oxidize it. So when a product has oxidized, what that means is that the potency of the active ingredient in it is going to lose its potency, especially something like vitamin C. Vitamin C is a very volatile, is the word volatile or stable? So when it oxidizes, it means that it loses most of its vitamin C potential. So it could be that you're just putting water on your face, it's not doing anything, it's not working. So for vitamin C, what I like to do is I like to just take vitamin C supplements. When I take 1000 milligram of vitamin C, I believe my body is fine for the day. And there's no need. Some things you just need to eat yourself beautiful. That's what I like to use. Eat yourself beautiful. Some of these things that are contained in products, you can eat them and have them, have your body, process it and you glow from the inside out, which is even the best way. Compare eating healthy with your skincare and just see how radiant and beautiful your skin is going to look. I want to say one last thing. So yes, I highly recommend that you leave them in the pack, please. Okay, leave them in the pack. Stop. I get the vision, but it's not doing you a lot of good by, bringing that on the pack. Thank you. So if anybody has any other question, I will be happy to hear it. In the meantime, let me get my lip gloss. Okay. Any more questions? I'll be ending live stream soon because I'm done with my skincare and I've answered a couple of questions. Any other questions, you can send them to my DM. I wanted to play jazz while I was live, like just connect the Bluetooth and play jazz. But I just didn't want to get into trouble with YouTube and the whole. Oh, because I'm putting on lip gloss. What causes dry lips? To be fair, what causes dryness generally is lack of hydration, dehydration. Smoking can cause dry lips because smoking strips your body, every part of your body, not just your lips, of moisture. So dryness is caused by dehydration. Which lip care do I recommend for chapped lips? I think I would say I would just recommend lip balm. You can do lip balm. Sometimes at night I put lip oil on my lip, but it's not a rule of thumb. It's not even something I follow religiously. But lip balm is something you can just get any Nivea hydrating lip balm. It's perfect. The ones that are not doesn't have coloring, because it's easy to use for both male and female. So you just put a lip balm on, and over time your lip softens, because once any part of your body, any part of your skin stays hydrated for longer, it just naturally softens. And then when you brush your teeth, you might want to use your toothbrush to scrub your lip a little. There are lip scrubs. Okay, I'm coming to this azelaic acid question. So you can use the you can use the, what's it called, but when the person is well hydrated but has dry lip, what is it cause? That could then be genetics. That could also be genetic. Just like right now there's a lip gloss on my lip, and my lip is going to stay hydrated anyways, so because there's a lip gloss on my lip, so that can help. You can also some people just lick their lip whenever it's dry. That one helps too, but it's not a very sustainable way, because you're going to have to be doing it over and over, and you might start looking weird from doing it. So I just recommend. Then there are lip scrubs in the market. You can get, or you can make a sugar lip scrub by yourself, sugar and honey, and just scrub your lip a bit. Be gentle on it though, so you don't overdo it. I think there's one other question that someone said, can I use azelaic acid and thread for my skin? Yes, you can use them, but you cannot use them at the same time. If not, your skin will catch fire. You can use them, but you can't use them in the same routine. If not, there will be problem. Azelaic acid is very good for, drying out your acne and all of that, and even fading out spots. But you can't use tretinoin and azelaic acid in the same routine, and they are both nighttime products. They are more better to use at night. So what you do is that you have to create a routine for yourself where they are not conflicting. What I like to recommend to my clients, I like to put a day of rest. The way I do it is, if you use tretinoin today, the next day you just hydrate, no serious active ingredients. Even if you use active ingredient, maybe ceramide, hyaluronic acid, just hydrate. Then the next day you can do azelaic acid, but you don't pair them together. You might feel this sting or burn, and that's it. The only other active ingredient that I recommend that you can pair with your retinoid, which is tretinoin, retinol, and retinal, is hyaluronic acid. Aside that, please don't use things like low pH acids like vitamin C and the likes. Please don't put them together. I believe I've answered that question. I think there's one more question, that something about, okay, I think I've answered this. Hydration could be genetics. What determines the general makeup of your skin? Genetic plays a huge role. Hormone also plays a huge role. Environmental exposure plays a huge role. So one of them could be the reason. But what you can do for yourself is to try and hydrate as much as you can. Oh my God. I never thought I was capable of talking for this long consistently. Okay, I think I've answered all of this. Oh, well, I think if there's any other question, we can answer it before we go, but we're 29 minutes in. So yes, thank you for doing my daytime skincare routine with me. It's been fun hanging out with every one of you out. Maybe we should do this more often, once in a while. Come with your questions and all of that. But yeah, in the absence of any other question, oh wow, there's no absence of, okay, for light skinned people like me. This question let me read. For light skinned people like me and my kind out there, what products can you recommend for one to maintain the light skin look? I have because I know the person that wrote this question, that's why it's cracking me up. Because I know the person, that's the reason why I'm finding it very funny. Okay. Oh dear, products that you propose for one to maintain the light skin look and have that glass looking fresh look like the good. Good. Okay. So so if you are light skin, it's already, I mean, your skin is already that way. What you can do to help that is, you know, the thing that makes your skin lose its complexion by getting darker in this case is exposure. If you, okay, Chizam, I'm coming to your own question. You want me to call your name? I'm coming to your question. Calm down. If you protect your skin from the sun, one, and that depends on the kind of lifestyle you live. You can be a very outdoorsy person. It means that you're going to have to be out under the sun a lot. How do you then fix it? Wear protective clothing. You know, you can wear protective clothing like long sleeve. See, I'd rather wear long sleeve. You can see I'm on long sleeve. I'd rather wear long sleeves and be feeling hot than wear singlet and stay under the sun. That's how I am. So you can wear protective clothing, you can wear sunscreens to maintain that glass effect, like you said. The truth is that what will make your skin look like, in quotes, glass is that all the let me call it atoms are arranged, or let me call it atoms now, and I'm explaining this like someone that has knowledge of physics. For anything to reflect light, it has to be regular in its arrangement. And what can help your skin be regular in its arrangement in this case? Exfoliate and hydrate. Exfoliate and hydrate. When you do these two things consistently, if you notice, my forehead looks like it is shiny, but on this part where there's an acne, you can see that there's a distortion of light. It is not consistent like the other parts. If there was no acne there, it would look a lot different. So exfoliate your skin, hydrate your skin, and protect your skin from the sun. These things are going to help protect your skin and not, let your skin get darker, like you said, light skin people that want to look Asian. And also, you want to invest in quality skincare products. And I say quality skincare products because some skincare products claim to contain a certain ingredient, but somehow they don't state the percentage of that active ingredient it contains. And to be honest, when you see products like that, it means two things. It either means that it doesn't contain that active ingredient in a high enough percentage for you to claim that I have vitamin C or whatever active ingredient, or it doesn't contain the ingredient at all. Okay, it can maybe contain a byproduct of that ingredient. So you want to invest in quality skincare products. So you guys shall want this question to give me. So I think I've answered the person that wants to be, maintain light skin. Can I continue to moisturize and hydrate without ever using actives? You can, but you run a risk of having your skin look dull, because at the start of this stream I said something. Your skin takes 28 to 40 days to fully regenerate. So what that means is that on those days when you just have dead skin cell lying around on your face and just laying there waiting for the time when it will shed, your skin is going to be looking dull. You can just moisturize and protect, but you run a risk of having a less vibrant looking skin, because not because your skin is not healthy, but because there are dead skin cells just laying there waiting to shed. And that is where exfoliants come in. But I understand the scale of, oh my god, I don't want to use anything that is going to, you can use very low molecular exfoliants like mandelic acid. I listed them earlier. Mandelic acid and lactic acid, they are not too effective, but they just do the job if you use them a number of times. So I believe I've answered that question. And I think there's one more question. Who wants to stretch this into an hour? I'm gonna beg. Can being under the sun affect your skincare even with the use of sunscreen? Yes. So let me explain how it can affect, to be honest. So your skin, you use sunscreen, yes, it has SPF of 50. I'm going to tell you guys a story before I explain this. When I started skincare newly, this was a couple of years back, I went to the ATM machine. There was a queue. I had sunscreen on, but I'd been out in the market. I went up and about. I was about doing things, but then People, the sun was at its peak and it was really hot. People went to seek shade just to stay away from sun, and I stayed there like vibranium in my head. I'm wearing sunscreen. Nothing can touch me. That's not how it works. It's not an umbrella. it's, it's not an umbrella. So yes, your skincare can be affected even though you have sunscreen on. But let me explain how that can happen. If you are very exposed, you experience constant exposure to the sun, you need to reapply your sunscreen every 2 hours. So it means that if you are always outside, after 2 hours, you should reapply your sunscreen because you might have sweat out the sunscreen. And some people are like, oh, my sunscreen is waterproof. It means that it can wash away your sunscreen when you sweat like that. So yes, if you overexpose in the sun, it is advised that you reapply your sunscreen after 2 hours because you most likely would have sweat or just a bunch of things. For me, I leave the house before the sun comes out and I come back when the sun is down. So I have very minimal sun exposure, except maybe when I step out from the office. So what I would recommend is to apply your sunscreen every 2 hours. Thank you so much. There's one last question. Somebody said, hey, God, I beg. Okay, is it advisable to extract or better say pop out blackhead and whitehead? This is a very tricky question, especially because I know the person asking this question. This person is notorious. This person is notorious for popping her acne. I've been talking and talking and talking. So what I would say, because I know where the question is coming from, I would say that blackheads, yes, you can pop out your blackheads. However, I think it is best you let a professional do that. You can go to the spa and have them do that because they have tools that they use to extract these things. Because for every pressure you put your skin under is trauma being inflicted on the skin. And what that means is that when you apply, traumatize a particular part of the skin, you tell your skin, you essentially tell your skin, oh my God, there's something dangerous happening here. We need to protect this area. Your skin would then tell your melanocytes, your brain will tell your melanocytes to produce more melanin. That is why you have pigmented areas after you've done that thing, which is now what will be there as post-inflammation hyperpigmentation. So when that has happened, it now takes a while to heal, and then you now start having to do things like exfoliate, use spot fading, cream, lotions and serums, or probably even doing chemical peel and all of that. So you want to let a professional do that, or if you do have the tools to extract your blackhead as safely as possible, by all means. But don't try this at home. That is my best recommendation to you. So okay, I think that brings us to the end of this live stream. Thank you so much for joining. I enjoyed answering every one of your questions. The summary is, please take care of your skin, please drink water, please wear sunscreens, and please don't bleach your skin. The long-term effect is not worth it. Thank you so much. Bye. Any other question? In the description of this video, there is a WhatsApp number, a link you can reach out. Thank you. Bye. Now, this is the part where the millennial. This is the part where the what's it called now? Okay. Yeah, over here. Bye. One last time.